of water, water conservation. Like as the other resources, water also required to conserve for the better future. Better future, because without the existence of a water, the life is not possible on earth. If we will not conserve the water at present, then there will be as a severe threats for the society in future. Severe threats for the society in future. So we must make efforts to use the available quantity of water wisely for our growing population, their needs and activities. So water resource required to conserve through the different of the measures, different methodologies. First, as a judicious use of a water resource. Judicious use of water resource. Judicious or proper management of water resource. So water resource, it should be as used in such of the amount, whatever our necessity, not as a wasteful manner. Second one is a recycling of water. Recycling of a waste or polluted water. That water which is discharged from the industries, it can be as a again used in industries. Reuse of that water which is discharged from the industries, or either the domestic waste which is discharged from the society, it can be also used for the irrigational purposes. Domestic waste. So it is as a better way to conserve the water. Conserve the water, because in most number of industries, water has basically used for the cooling purposes. It has used for the cooling purposes, not for the consumption. So that's why that water which has discharged from the industries, it can use again in industries for the cooling purposes, like in iron and steel industries and the nuclear reactors. Iron and steel industries and nuclear reactors. Partial or a full treatment of waste before discharging into the water. Water channels. So partial or a proper complete management or complete refinement or treatment of a wastewater which has discharged from the industries or either from the society before discharge in a river channels. So proper treatment of that water which is lit from the domestic waste before discharge in a river channels. Fourth one, drinking water should not be used for the gardening and washing purposes. Drinking water. That's why in most number of metropolitan cities like as Delhi and Mumbai, they are basically corporations are providing the water for the survival. Water for the survival, for the drinking purposes. And the rest of the works they are doing by that water which has provided through the underground or the water which obtained from the canals. Water obtained from the canals. Clear? Is that clear? Now the next one is a prevention of the wastage which is led by the spilling or leakage from the pipes. So we have to do the preventive measures to which the wastage of water through the spilling or the leakage, it can be as a to this the protect the water and conserve for the society. Next one is a perforating materials for the pavements. We have to ensure that in urban areas, there should be as the open spaces through which the percolation process, the seepage process, it can occur. So the perforating materials for pavements, driveways, and open yards, so that the rainwater can seep inside the surface of the earth crust and recharge underground water. Recharge underground water. Recharge underground water. Next one is the rainwater should be allowed to collect in tanks, ponds, and reservoirs, and during the off seasons, it should be as used for the consumption. It should be as used for the completion of the needs of society. Needs of society. For this, in our past, a large number of the methodologies were opted through which the rainwater it was collected in open areas. During off seasons, when the water scarcity, the shortage of water it was occur. Under such circumstances, they used that rainwater which collected in boulis, B-A-O-L-I, boulis. Bouli is a rectangular depression, rectangular structure which built to collect rainwater, used to collect rainwater, in which one of the example is the boulis constructed in a ports of Rajasthan or the Hauz Khas in Delhi. H-A-U-Z, Hauz Khas in Delhi. Hauz Khas in Delhi. Hauz Khas in Delhi, near Delhi. It was constructed by the Iltutmish in the 11th century. Iltutmish, it was constructed a Hauz Khas near Delhi in 11th century. Is that clear? So our next topic is the multi-purpose river valley projects. Multi-purpose river valley projects. Multi-purpose river valley projects. Multi-purpose means such kind of projects which were not which were opted for the variety of the purposes, variety of different number of purposes or the needs accomplished by the such kind of the projects. These are also known as integrated water resource management, because before of the independence, there were the dams were basically built. Dams were built for the completion of a need of water for agriculture. But after the independence of our country, such dams modified into as the multi-purpose river valley projects. Multi-purpose river valley projects. So we can conserve and manage the water resources by adopting the river valley projects. It involves the construction of dams, like as a small or a big, on the main rivers or its tributaries. Dams are the hydraulic structures which can be built of stones and help to creating the lakes and reservoirs, canals for irrigation. Constructing dams, it was the age-old tradition in India before of the BC. A dam is a reservoir, lake, or impoundment created by a barrier built across the river. The barrier obstructs, directs, or the flow of water. Most dams have a spillway which extra water flows downstream. Dams are basically classified into the two categories. There are two classification of dams are there. First, on the basis of material. Classification of dams on the basis of material. Classification of dams on the basis of material. Two types of dams are there. Timber dams, T-I-M-B-E-R, timber dams, and embankments. Embankments are what? These are basically as a rock structures which are built across the river in a mountainous regions. On a mountains across the river, when a small check dams are built, these check dams are restricted. They are reduce the flow of water. Embankments reduce the flow of water. And protects the soil from the erosion. Clear? It protects soil from erosion. It protects soil from mountainous regions. It basically has reduced the velocity of water. Velocity of water reduced by the embankments through which the soil erosion, it has not occurred in the slopes of mountains. On a mountainous areas, soil erosion has not occurred due to the construction of embankments. Yes, dams were earlier to use. Dams basically as earlier used for the Dakshita, earlier they were basically used for the irrigation purposes, but now the multi-purpose river valley projects, they accomplished a variety, a different number of needs of society. That's why they are known as a multi-purpose river valley projects. Hoj Khas, it is a place. There was as a reservoir built by the Iltutmish in the 11th century for the completion of their needs in areas of Delhi and the adjoining areas. Shivansh, there are two types of two classifications of dams are there. First is on the basis of a type of material, timber dam, and second one are the embankments. Second classification is the on the basis of the height. On the basis of height, large dams and the small dams. Large dams, these are basically the part of the multi-purpose river valley projects, and small dams, these are built across the river along the slopes of mountains. Small dams are constructed on the slopes of mountains to reduce the flow, reduce the velocity of a river channel. In the other side, the multi-purpose river valley projects to accomplish the variety of needs of society. For this, that they are basically constructed. Clear? So let's continue under the multi-purpose river valley projects. Multi-purpose river valley projects. Water stored in dams can be used for the various purposes. So we use the term multi-purpose projects because these projects were launched after the independence of India with their integrated water resource management approach for all-round development of areas in terms of agriculture, village economy, industries, and growth of urban economy. So what kind of the aims targeted under the multi-purpose river valley projects? First, production of hydropower. What kind of the aims targeted under the multi-purpose river valley projects? Why we call these are the dams? These dams are the multi-purpose river valley projects because it helps to produce the hydroelectricity. Second one, it creating the reservoirs of water. Third, providing water for irrigation and drinking purposes. Yamuna, which has flow from the Delhi. Now it's almost as the polluted. So the completion of a need of water in a Delhi, it has now complete to the SYL, Supreme Court, which has giving as a permission for the construction of this SYL, Satluj Yamuna Link Canal. Clear? Next one is flood controls, multi-purpose river valley projects, control over the floods, flood control. Next, it protect a soil from erosion. Next, fishing for fish breeding in reservoirs. Next one, Dams are used for the recreation purposes. Recreation purposes. Recreation purposes like tourism. Next one. They are also used for the inland navigation. Inland navigation. Inland navigation. Inland navigation. Done. So there are a certain number of examples are there which are showing that those dams which built after the independence of our country, they are the multi-purpose river valley projects. For example, the Sorrow of Bengal. Which river is known as the Sorrow of Bengal? Amritpal Singh, Tensi. Which river is known as the Sorrow of Bengal?
Sir, Kosi River.
Sorry, repeat.
Kosi, sir, Kosi.
Not clear. Your voice is not clear. Yes, Dhruv Mehta.
Sir, Damodar River.
Yes, Damodar River. Earlier it was known as the Sorrow of Bengal. And Sorrow of Bihar. Chahat. Chahat from Tensi. Sorrow of Bihar. Which river is known as the Sorrow of Bihar? By the construction of a dam across that river, now it is the fruitful, it is as the good for the society. Bisamjot Tentdi. Bisamjot Singh.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Bache. Which river is known as the Sorrow of Bihar?
So, sir, I don't remember right now.
Okay. 10th D. Daksh. Daksh 10th D.
Sir.
Yes, Daksh. Which river is known as the Sorrow of Bihar? Daksh, do you know the answer? Jasnoor, 10th D. Jasnoor Kaur. Raise your hand.
Yes, sir.
Yes, answer. Which river is known as the Sorrow of Bihar?
Sir, Kosi River.
Sorry. Kosi River. Yes, very good. Got it. Kosi River. Thank you, everybody. All are given. Kosi River. K-O-S-I. Clear? Kosi River. Thank you, Amritpal, Shivansh. They are given as a correct answer. And Dhruv Mehta also. Dhruv Mehta, Nishtha, all are given as a correct answer. Kosi River is it has the known as the Sorrow of Bihar and the Damodar Sorrow of Bengal because of the they led as the floods every year. By the construction of the dams across of these rivers, now they are the beneficial for the society. So the Bhakra Nagar Dam constructed across the Satluj River in Una district of Himachal Pradesh. Second one, Hirakud Dam on Mahanadi River in Odisha. Hirakud Dam on Mahanadi River and Nagarjuna Sagar on Krishna River are used for the hydropower irrigation and flood controls. The other examples are the Damodar River Valley project on a river Damodar is being used mainly for flood control, irrigation, navigation, and power production. And Damodar River was previously referred to as the floods, which cause as a floods. But the most number of iron and steel industries which are developed across this region of Jharkhand, West Bengal, and Odisha, these are basically benefited by the regular supply of water through the Damodar River Valley project. Damodar River Valley project. That's why the iron and steel industries, these developing in this region, which required as the regular supply of power for the iron and steel industry, for the running of machines. Running of machines. So, however, for its integrated approach towards all-round development of area, agriculture, industries, growth of village and urban economy, Jawaharlal Nehru called multi-purpose river valley projects as the temples of modern India. Multi-purpose river valley projects are the temples of modern India. The term used by the Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of the country, Jawaharlal Nehru used the term as the Jawaharlal Nehru proclaimed the term temples of modern India are the multi-purpose river valley projects. Multi-purpose river valley projects are the temples of modern India. So the examiner, it may be has asked you this statement, justify this statement. Justify the statement. It means we have to write as the what are the benefits which are resulted by the which are resulted by these multi-purpose river valley projects. With the positive aspect, there is a negative aspect of these dams are also. Despite their benefits, the recent construction of dams on rivers have been subjected to the criticism. It is mainly due to their increasing height. When the regular flow of water river is obstructed by dams, not only in a river, but the surrounding land and wildlife population get affected in different ways. For example, first, where the reservoirs are constructed, when we require a land for the reservoir, under such circumstances, we need to clear a large extent of a land for from the forest lands. So forest lands, these are the cleared for the construction of a reservoirs. First, now these are the effects of a dams. Effects of dams. First, construction of a reservoirs led to the deforestation. Second one, displacement of people. A large number of people displaced from their areas. Their example is a Tehri Dam. Tehri Dam, T-E-H-R-I. Tehri Dam constructed in Uttarakhand led to the displacement of our tribals and the villagers towards the other areas. They forced to leave their areas, their fertile lands move towards the other areas. For the proper rehabilitation of such people, they are struggling. They are struggling. Next one, third, due to the submergence, destruction of forest and habitat of wildlife, loss of habitat for wildlife. It also influencing their population. When the habitats, these are not available, their ecosystem, their biodiversity is directly affected by the construction of dams. Next one is a hindrance in the path of migrating fish. When the dams are constructed, reservoirs are used for the collection of water. That water earlier, which was used by the fishes for their navigation in the rivers. Now the water has obstructed, so the fishes, the migration of such fishes, their population has directly influenced. Fourth, sedimentation of reservoirs and loss of silt sediments in the main river channel has affecting the fertility of soil in adjoining areas. So as we read, every year the river eroded, transported, and deposit the sediments along their valleys. When the dams are constructed, such sediments, these are deposited inside the wall of a dam. Now such sediments are not possible to increase the fertility of the adjoining areas. Next one is a change in a river ecosystem. It affects the river ecosystem. So these are some of the texts which are effects which are the cause due to the construction of dams. There is one example as a Narmada Bachao Andolan. Narmada Bachao Andolan. It is an effort by the local villagers with support of the NGO in Gujarat. Sardar Sarovar Dam built across the Narmada River. Sardar Sarovar Dam built across the Narmada River. By the construction of this dam, there is a shortage of water for the farmers, because that water which stored in a Sardar Sarovar Dam, it has supplied towards Gujarat, basically to the cotton textile industries. So the farmers, they are facing as a trouble, because in a southern India, in a peninsular India, there are the most number of rivers all the rivers are the seasonal in nature. They are not having as a enough percentage of water through which it can be as a complete the needs of society. But still, the construction of a Sardar Sarovar Dam has led to the deficiency of water for the irrigation, for the farming sector. For this, the people are struggling in